If you're interested in learning how to become a strong male leader, you need to listen to this next guest.
You have someone out there who may be struggling in life. They listen to the show, they find a connection towards you. Maybe they came from a single parent household and they didn't have a strong upbringing, but they see some things that they're lacking. What are some of the first steps that they can take to start to build themselves up as a man?
I think the best place to start is probably to read my book, if I'm being honest, because it sort of sets the framework, the foundation, if you will, for the things that you have to build on. There's not a lot of conversations today where family, fathers, society, culture will tell guys, you need to become something. Like, women are born, men are made. Women's objective in life is to preserve their beauty and their value. Men's objective in life needs to be to create it. You need to become something. You need to become something for yourself, for your family, for a woman if you want to invite one into your life, or if you want to create a family and have children. You need to become a leader. You need to become confident. You need to become interesting. You need to know how to maintain frame. Frame is a simple concept that we didn't even get into in this video, for example. So something as simple as, a lot of guys let women get away with terrible behavior, which is why relationships break up. So, for example, hey, Jake, I'm going to go out with my girlfriends to Vegas for the weekend, sort of thing. And that's a really, really bad idea. Girlfriends with boyfriends don't let their woman go to Las Vegas for a weekend. That's where bad shit happens. So it's a boundary that you'd have to set early on in the relationship. And you don't, become abusive about it. You really just set the boundary and say, look, I don't deal with women like that. I don't date women like that. I don't stay in relationships with women like that. If you want to go to Vegas with your girlfriends, go, but we're done. Right. So having something like frame in a long-term relationship, because even today, most guys can't do that.
You set expectations. Like, this is the boundary. And if you're inside, we're good. If not, we're not.
It's kind of standard. Like, it's one of those things that all of our grandparents would have never said to, one another, where your great grandmother would say, hey, I'm going to go with my girlfriends, to Vegas for the weekend. Your great grandfather would be like, the fucking hell you are. That's just not happening on my clock. But today,
that would never be a conversation in my grandparents' life. It just wouldn't be a thing. Yeah.
So frame's an important part of dealing with your life on a long-term basis. So raising your standards for your relationships, raising your standards for yourself and what you're going to do, not accepting mediocre jobs, doing mediocre things, hanging out with mediocre people. A lot of the stuff I'm sure you guys have already talked about. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The basics. I mean, start with a book is what I can say.
Gino. Dude, do I got you here? You ready to pull this thing through or what?
Jake, the biggest things that I think I've taken from the show today, I mean, I know a lot of this intuitively, but we can't blame just women out there for men's problems. It also always starts at the home. It starts with the male. It starts with your expectations. And that's one of the things I'm blessed that I met Jake as a partner, because I was struggling at the restaurant and I needed to raise my standard. I needed to raise my level. So when I met him as a partner, I would put out a lot more with him being a partner, and I'm not letting him down. And I think men, the lack of self-esteem, the lack of confidence, it comes down to when you become a father, you need to show those and you need to usher those into your children. I'll give you a quick example, Jake. My son is in college right now, and he was sick a couple weeks ago, and he was doing his homework, and he looked dreadful. And I said, Mike, I'm really proud of you. You're really sticking it in there. You're doing really great work. I know you can pack it in and do nothing on your final and just wing it. And he looks at me, he goes, Dad, that's not you. I mean, I learned from the best. You never took a day off from work. So you are their role model. They're always looking at you and mirroring what you're doing. So be careful of what you do around your children, because they're always looking. And to me, it's ultimately trying to set expectations with your significant other, with your spouse. And I love what you say. Men are success objects. Go out there and try to create success for yourself, and try to really, it's been a difficult show for me, because I really do feel sad for a lot of the guys out there that are struggling. Go out there and pick up the Unplugged Alpha, start reading the book and start building yourself up, because that's what women want. They want somebody strong. Don't buy into this BS that they want a weak man. They want someone with feelings. We obviously have to have feelings, but we need to be strong, and we need to be leaders.
Yeah, well said. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.